Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Coach Angela J. I am the founder of Sound Mind Wellness Center LLC, and I am so excited this evening to be interviewing the founder of WORxK Solutions, Miss Dr. Kristy Taylor, who is also my very best friend in the whole wide world. She is a social impact career coach. She is a founder, and I think it's kind of beautiful that we can have this kind of dialogue because it'll become more real to the audience. Um, but yeah, like I said, she is Dr. Kristy Taylor. She is the founder of WORxK Solutions, and I'm just excited for her tonight.
Thank you so much, Angela. As you know, tonight is the official kickoff of the WORxK Global News Magazine. And so I just want to say thank you for stepping in at the last minute when I had this idea that, hey, we should have a kickoff event for this WORxK Global News. It has been something I wanted to do for a long time, to add a sort of a workforce personal development news component to WORxK Solutions. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to be here for about 30 minutes. And also, as we get to the end, we both have some great news to share, because I want to make sure that in addition to you interviewing me, that we also tout some of the events that you have coming up, as well as I have some great announcements for some of the work that we're going to continue to do here at WORxK Solutions here in 2025 and beyond. So I'm going to hand it back over to you. Again, thank you so much. I just really appreciate you. I can ask you a question, and 2 minutes later, you're stepping in to help me to kick off one of the many projects that I've been working on.
Yes, I'm so excited, and I'm, always gracious for the opportunity to do this, especially for my friend. And like she said, she is the founder of WORxK Global News Magazine, and that is very exciting. She gives opportunities to others to be featured in magazines around the world. So, Dr. Kristy, I want to ask you, what inspired you to create WORxK Global News Magazine?
So what really inspired me to create WORxK Global News is that I saw the opportunity there for me to be able to build a platform where I could allow others to shine. As you know, we here at WORxK Solutions, we really tout the fact that we are here to support change makers and people who want to have an impact. So I wanted a place where it could be a one-stop shop for individuals when it comes to personal development, as well as finding out some of the latest news. And we'll talk a little bit more about what we offer here through WORxK Global's news. But it really focuses, as you know, I'm a career coach. I'm also a mindset coach. And so I wanted that one-stop shop where people could come, focus on personal development, learn some career tips, but also learn from other leaders and people who are impactors and change makers as well.
Yes, that is exciting. So, how does this magazine align with your mission to empower professional leaders?
Well, as you know, Angela, as I just kind of mentioned, we really focus on, we like to say that we are the prescription for careers and workplace resiliency. So with that understood, I kind of labeled the magazine as such as the prescription for mission-driven individuals and organizations. And so we do focus on impact. If you are somebody out there who's committed to being an agent of change, making a difference, or maybe you work for an organization that is committed to making a difference or have some type of social impact initiative, this magazine is really a workforce-focused daily global news magazine that is really centered towards you. And like I said, we are really taking time to feature and highlight individuals who are change makers, coaches, authors, all of those individuals, because we feel that there's something that you can learn from every bit of in each and every person's experience. And as a coach, I recognize that every person that I run into is not going to necessarily be the client for me, or I might not be a fit for that client. And by introducing individuals to a host of opportunities of people that they can work with or change makers, one, I want them to be able to see, have access to different types of perspective and leadership. And maybe they will find a solution, because that's what we do here at WORxK Solutions, right? They will find a solution, someone who could help and assist them. But at the same time, there's going to be so much opportunities for learning, because like I said, the site is updated every day with great news articles, stories, and resources for people to continue to build on.
Okay, and I don't know if you guys heard her, but she said WORxK Solution, and that's WORxRx. And me being in healthcare, I love that because you get a solution. You're getting a prescription for everything that you need. So it's more than just it's a one stop shop, but you can find different things. Just like if you go to a doctor's office and you can get seen for a multitude of things. So we love that. We love that. What makes WORxK Global News Magazine different from any other career focused publications?
Well, it's because
And I
we
know
are.
you touched on it a little bit, but
It is because we're focused on being a solution, right? Everything that we present in both the material debt and in workforce centered materials, products, and services that we offer through WORxK Solution is all about being a prescription. And so on the website, which we'll go through in just a moment, and even on our daily YouTube, Instagram, as well as the website, Facebook, we're providing updates, resources, and information for people to just be aware, whether, again, it's career tips, the latest trends and happening in the global news as it pertains to workforce or how it may impact you. Just simple things, even how to do your resume, things that are trending as we go into 2025, books to read. It's all about that holistic personal and professional development to help individuals get to their next level. And it's, we'll find some magazines and things that are really focused on one aspect, but not holistically, right? And the entire fact that we have this change maker interview series where we want people to find the right fit for them to learn about other coaches, authors, and speakers or individuals that they can connect with to really learn from. I'm just really about this whole thing on holistic career development, career resiliency, and being that prescription for change. And I can go on and on about that, but I really think that when you are somebody who is an impact maker, for those of us who work in healthcare, education, the nonprofit sector, and again, this magazine is geared toward anybody who's committed to making a change, but those are just the three areas I come from. We suffer from something called passion fatigue, and it's easy to get burnt out. We need a one-stop shop in place where we can go, again, to really focus on our personal development. There's all, these individuals that we're highlighting in these stories, they'll also be contributing as guest posts and expert features. So they'll be giving advice. We need that one-stop shop, a place where we can go to help us with our own personal and professional development, because it's all about that work-life balance integration, right?
yes, we love that. A one-stop shop. And as she said, she went over a lot of different topics and themes that she will have on her website and that she does have in her magazine. And we love that. We want a place where we can go and connect with others so we can see the theme and the inspiration behind Global WORxK Solution magazine. Um, so with that being said, I want to ask you, how has your career journey shaped your vision and direction of this magazine?
So I just mentioned a few minutes ago that I have actually worked in, the public, nonprofit. We both worked in healthcare. In healthcare, you can suffer from burnout. I've worked as an educator, and there were so many different resources. Sometimes we can really be overwhelmed, but it can even be overwhelming to the point where, even though you're already suffering from burnout or don't know that next thing that you need to do to for your own professional development, that even the information and sources itself, you still end up not knowing where to go, right? Because it's just so much coming at you at one time. Plus, you're still dealing with your regular day-to-day job. So I've had my own challenges in my career, and this is what really motivates me to help others. I focus on career and resiliency. A part of that, again, is mindset development and just having a sense of awareness of what's going on. So I wanted to provide this place and this avenue for individuals who are working in the impact sector to really have a one-stop shop where they can just read some quick, simple articles, get some tips, and be able to apply the information that they have learned.
That's excellent. And you was talking a lot about resiliency. And I know that you are also an officer in the United States Air Force. And within the Air Force, one of our things is always resiliency. How do we bounce back? How do we recover? And I love the fact that you have touched on that. Would you say that your military career has affected or has influenced you to have a lot of resiliency with your magazine?
I would just say my career overall, the experience that I've gotten as a leader and growing leader in the military is just one of respect and endurance for people who have, gone through that process of going overseas, being in those type of tense environments. I just think my highest level of respect for members of the military is the fact that I know that typically with their rank, you didn't just show up, right? Even if you went to medical school, I mean, you went through years of medical school to be there in that position, right? If you are like, I'm a logistics officer in the military, I have so much respect for the leaders who are my commanders and people in charge of me, because to me they embody the spirit of resiliency. Because these people we've deployed, we are out in the field, we're in a constant state of dealing with a constant environment of change. And so, yes, it has shaped me. But again, I think holistically, my career experiences have shaped me in terms of like me being an educator. If you're an educator, even if you're working in healthcare, we also know that there's usually an abundance of a lack of resources, right? And so we're learning to quickly adapt. We're always dealing with things that are coming down the pipeline and different issues and challenges. So I think that holistically, all of my experiences helped to round me out, which is why I have focused on so much about building career resiliency.
Yes. And one of our core values is service before self.
Mhm.
And we can see here with this magazine that you are definitely putting service before yourself, and you're sharing the wealth and the knowledge that you have with other people. But yes, we are resilient. You are resilient. But what are some of the challenges that you have faced um, creating your magazine?
Well, some of the challenges that I faced with the magazine is really just learning this process of publishing, right? The great thing is that over the last year, we've done so many events. And I just really wanted a place where all of these great people, we just had the Look Back and Way Ahead conference at WORxK Solutions. And I wanted a place where all of these great people that we had an opportunity to work with that have contributed to our success and us doing the work that we do, I wanted a place where we could highlight them and really just celebrate them. So in terms of the challenges, as a new magazine, as a person who's transitioning from this, my sister once called me like the facilitator, and I really embraced that because it's all about being able to bring people together. And so some of the challenges that I face is really just learning the process. Now, this is a new thing that we're doing, so we're just launching as of today. And it's really all about learning the process, making sure that we are bringing in the right people to support this initiative. But it's still going to be a very much a learning curve. But I'm hoping that this is not only the first publication that we launched, but that we'll bring on several additional publications that are going to be, again, workforce focused, but having different themes. Like I would love to do a leadership focused magazine, even though we have leadership here on WORxK Global News site. I would just like to do leadership, women. I mean, there are so many specific areas to focus in, but for this one particular launch, it really just allows us to bring everything that we're doing together.
Well, I like the togetherness, and and I know that you're excited about launching more publications and everything like that. But what excites you the most for your launch today?
So what really excites me the most is being able to one put the news all in one spot for the individuals who are following WORxK Global News. I really love the fact that each day we are, as much as we can, we try to post daily news updates. We always try to include something specific as relates to, whether it's organizational development, trends that are happening that might impact you from a global perspective. We always give career advice. Like we're posting and sharing this information on a daily basis for our YouTube channel as well as Instagram and Facebook. And the stuff is coming right from our magazine. So we're actively engaged in the process of connecting people. I'm excited to, which I'll take over in just a moment. And just with this initial launch, we have 6 great interviews that we've already prepared for the month of January of people that we're going to highlight who I felt like, okay, these are folks who have worked with me over the past year. And I just want to make sure that as we go into this new year, that we are really highlighting them and celebrating them. Because again, the work that we do here at WORxK Solutions, it would not be possible without the connections that we have made and the opportunities that we have provided for people to learn more from the various perspectives on mindset and resiliency, as well as how to advance and get to the next level in their career.
Connections and networking is very important. we can't go anywhere unless we connect with each other. So I love the fact that you're talking about networking and just getting people together. So with these different speakers, can you tell me more about the Changemaker interview series and how the speakers are featured?
Yeah, so I want to actually share my screen with you, and I'm going to do this because I'm going to highlight our first six speakers. We actually launched today with our first interview. And what we do is we have a questionnaire that the speakers fill out. And in some cases, they will do live interviews with a member of our staff. Well, we'll do interviews, and we'll schedule them to come out on our YouTube page as well as our additional platforms. But we have published this. We have six individuals that we're going to feature in this kickoff. Well, actually, seven individuals that we're going to feature in this kickoff. And this is not even the totality of everybody that we are publishing in January. These are just the first six. But everybody that we're highlighting is somebody that we work with or who has contributed to WORxK Solutions in some way. And we kicked off today with highlighting Kim Groshek, who really, she's known as the Pause Lady. She has been a great champion of, and even a mentor for me, and someone I really admire. So we were very excited to have an opportunity to really highlight her. She is really focused on that interview, really focused on her work through taking a moment to pause and how she supports strategic leadership. We also have Catherine Holt, who has really been an advocate from a DEI perspective and providing a global perspective on DEI, and she's a true champion of women. We are also featuring this month Wida, and Wida is she's an educator. She's one of my go-to individuals, but she was on our Look Back and Way Ahead conference. Her and I used to work together at Palm Beach State College. She was on our Look Back and Way Ahead conference, and I really invited her to speak on the work that she's doing in through her book, her teen series book. I think they call it young adult series, and she focuses on highlighting some of the good and bad and challenges that we do experience in life. But when I heard her speak, I told her after that event, I was like, hey, you are truly a life coach in the making. And then, of course, there's Dr. Karen Taylor, who's getting ready to launch Invicta Smart Performance. That is my sister. So I'm getting to work with people that I've been connected to. And I just, to hear her speak and to listen to the work that she's doing. She's going to be she's a physical therapist launching a business as a running coach. And she's going to, just to see her stepping out. And, Karen and I, we authored a book earlier this year. Earlier in 2025 called Colorful Careers in Healthcare. And we worked on that book for almost 2 years. So each person, Anthony Frisina, Anthony is a DEI advocate out of Canada. He was on a disabilities panel with me. And it was just, he came back and did some work through our Look Back and Way Ahead conference. And he is so passionate about what he does. And then there's my girl, Dominica Stansworth. Now, I probably didn't say her name right, but Dominica is the kind of person where she's known as Brain Coach D. She's the kind of person where we were supposed to get on a 15 to 20 minute call, and we ended up talking for almost 3 hours because she has such a dynamic personality and really engaging. So, and then last but not least, there's Colonel Paul Lawrence Van, and he has done so much work on leadership and advocacy for women in DEI. He's a retired Air Force colonel. He has traveled the world globally, teaching people about leadership, finance, and also serving as a DEI advocate. So you can see that each one of these people that we've highlighted in this initial kickoff of this Changemakers interview series is someone who is committed to having an impact. They are all individuals that you can learn something from. And we're going to be doing this. We have tons of people that we're going to be highlighting, and we're going to be doing this in addition to the daily articles and information that we are putting out. And so we are sharing these individuals with you, their information, their contact, how to engage with them, because we want to make sure that we are introducing a host of people. So I can go on and on about that, but you can see how important this is to me, to really be engaged and connecting people, to be that facilitator, as my sister would call it. And this is what this magazine is allowing me to do, because it is that one-stop shop where I can continue to serve as that bridge and resource for others.
Yes, we are excited. We cannot wait to hear from these different speakers. But let's say me or someone in the audience or someone who is watching this interview, what do we have to do, or what can we do to be a part of this change maker interview series? Because we want to be a part of it too.
Well, if you are interested in being a part of it, you can go to first of all, go to WORxK Global News and subscribe. And not only subscribe, but you can submit an inquiry via the contact form, and we will reach out to you regarding the next steps in the process. You can also go to WORxSolutions.com. WORxSolutions.com/speakers. You can find out some of the many different opportunities there are to work with us, not with even just a magazine, but also through some of the many events that we're hosting. Now, Angela, if you don't mind, I would actually like to take a moment to share my screen, because I want to talk just a little bit more about and walk people through the site, if that's okay with you.
That is fine with me.
Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of switch over here for just a moment, and then I'm gonna take us on over to the WORxK Global News website, because I want people to really see, like, here's what the kind of content that we're doing, the information that we're sharing, and how, if just by accessing this content, you'll be able to, let me get my bearings here, you'll be able to learn something new every day, because that's what it's all about, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it's all about. And we're excited to see how to work the website and how we can get on here and learn and become one of the speakers. We want to be able to do that too.
Okay. All right. So, so again, thank you again for WORxK Global News. For those who are tuning in today, we will make sure that this this interview and kickoff party is available on both the WORxK Global News channel as well as the WORxK Solutions home site. But there are several areas when you come into the WORxK Global News site. Of course, our change maker interviews, which I'll come back to in just a moment, is going to be the first thing you see, because again, we're focused on helping you to build that connection. We'll have career advice, and as we're getting more and more interviews in, again, we'll have these individuals will also be writing for the website. They'll be sharing information. So we publish news daily on career advice, community and social impact. We provide the latest information and updates on diversity, equity, and inclusion and what's going on. And you can also see here that we have a section to highlight global trends and politics. And this is not a large part of what we do in terms of the global trends and politics, but I did feel like it was important to make sure that we are acknowledging that, because if it's going to impact you from a workforce perspective, we want to make sure that we engage. We're also offering, we have our other sections of the site include innovation and technology, organizational culture, resilience, strategic leadership, training and development, and workforce development. Now I'm going to click on this strategic leadership, because here you'll see Kim Roshik highlighted as our very first change maker interview. And again, she to me is a living legend. And so each interview, again, will have some type of video. Whether it's a live one-on-one interview with me or a member of the team. In this case, it's just a short clip interview that kind of summarizes the article. And she goes into the work that she does in this particular article. We go into the work that she does, Kim's legacy, as well as how to contact with her and how to work with her. Because again, this is the way that we're showing how, we are really focused on helping people to make those connections. So I'm really excited. If you want to support this magazine, the number one thing you can do right now is, again, to log on, subscribe to the newsletter, and then you can also contact us. All of our information is here, and there is a form to be able to contact us here on the side of the site. You can also support by, again, subscribing to the YouTube channel, as well as going in and commenting on some of the articles, especially if it's something that you really enjoy reading, because it kind of lets us know, hey, maybe you want more information about that, and we can support you in that. So I just love this as a one-stop shop to just be able to support people and highlight those change makers. So thank you so much, Angela, for your questions. Do you have any other questions or things that I could share with you about the launch today?
I just want to reiterate to the audience. I don't know if you guys heard what she said, but it takes a lot to start up a business, to start up a magazine such as this, to network. She's giving you all of these resources, a lot of them for free. So the least that you can do is subscribe to the website, subscribe to whatever she has, to subscribe to the magazine. And we want to do that. We want to be a part of the change solution. We want to be a part of the work solution. We want to help her further this magazine. We want to help to get this worldwide, because this is a worldwide magazine, Global WORxK Solution magazine. And so we want to make sure that we go in there and subscribe. Please go in there and subscribe.
So again, we're WORxK Global News Magazine, and it's just really going to be an exciting experience to watch this thing grow and get to the next level. And I also think this really speaks to that if you have a vision for something, just not limiting yourself to the resources that you have in front of you. I think that I said I was going to launch this magazine in May of last year. It took a few months because, again, I had to really, learn this process of this is going to look like for me. What is a way that we can do this where we don't overtax ourselves? Now, one of the things I want to make sure that I do is I want to take a moment before we jump off is I'm going to take over as host, and I'm going to, just as a thank you to you, Angela, I want to give you an opportunity to plug some of the things that you have coming up. And then I'm going to close out by sharing, not only in addition to what we are doing with WORxK Global News, I'm going to highlight just some things that we're going to be doing over the next few months through WORxK Solutions, because we talked a little bit about the military. The military is when you go to your commander or higher level leader, you always have what is called, you have your 3 answers or solutions to the problem, right? You never show up without a solution. And that's what we really focus on here at WORxK Solutions. We're always going to be an answer to a situation. I wanted to, as a thank you, I want to give you a moment to talk about some of the things that you have coming up. And I know you're getting ready to do a workshop with us for the Strategic Alliance for African American Female Entrepreneurs. And that has already such a great enrollment. People are still joining. So tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing, what you have coming up. You sent me information about a new book that you have, and what are some of the things that are going to be happening through your company over the next few months?
So again, I am the founder of Sound Mind Wellness Center, LLC. And I just feel like we need a space where we can get our mind together. And so I am excited to do this workshop with my friend, Dr. Kristy Taylor. It's going to be called Refined by Fire. And the reason why is because we have no say so over the things that happen in our life, the trials, the tribulations, things that come. We live, and that's a part of living. So it's not a strange thing that it happens to us. We just have to know how to get through that. And so that is what Refined by Fire is going to be talking about. So if you want to be a part of that, I would love that. If you all would register to be a part of that. I also have a new book coming out. It's called On Purpose, and it's just about being self-aware and making decisions on purpose. Everything that we do in life has to be on purpose. So we just want to make sure that we do that on purpose. And so I'm giving you kind of a guided journal to help you be self-aware and set boundaries for yourself and for others. If you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on soundmindwellnesscenterllc.com.
All right, and we're going to also make sure that in the notes for this event today, because again, this is how good of a friend Angela is to me. I was like, girl, I'm launching a magazine. I probably called you just a few days ago, and I was like, I want to do some type of launch event where we get on here and we talk about it. You know what I mean? And what was the vision and true passion behind it? I think that over the past few years, I've really had to embrace this mindset that I am a facilitator, as my sister would say, and not just a coach. And my area of work is really being able to bring people together. And that is how God has positioned me to be a prescription for change and a solution for other people. And so these first 6 individuals that we're highlighting, that's the first of many interviews that we have to come, and people that'll be featured on the magazine and other publications where we're sharing information and connecting people with resources. I also wanted to highlight just a couple of events that we have coming up. If you have not already joined the first Facebook group, but we are actually getting ready to launch our signature Prescription for Career Success Summit, which is going to be taking place on April 26th through 27th of this year. And oh my God, I have an incredible lineup of entirely new speakers. Most of these, about 98% of these speakers and individuals that I'm going to be working with are new. I mean, I see Sonda. There may be a couple of folks that I've worked with before, but I mean, I put a call out for speakers and had an incredible response. And so this is an initiative that we are getting ready to really focus on. Like literally everything that you're going to be hearing from me is about the prescription for career success. I recently launched a new it's like a 10-minute podcast where I'm coming out giving daily information and just tidbits on helping you to be the prescription for career success. And Angela, you mentioned the workshop that you're going to be hosting through our SAFE network, which is the Strategic Alliance for African American Female Entrepreneurs. That network really has become a platform for me to be able to recruit other women and bring them on to speak. But with that being said, I'm excited to say that we're in the process of launching a secondary network that's going to be more inclusive for individuals, and it is called the Career and Resiliency Resource Network. And I'm launching the first chapter here in DC. And this is all a big part of the prescription for career success and the things that we're doing, and to really just focus on helping people with resiliency. And I was going to say that the Refine by Fire, the workshop that you're going to be giving, that's the first, that's your first for SAFE. But God has a purpose and a plan for you and the things that you are going to continue to do, because you're already, just by simply announcing that you were a coach, you've already had a plethora of people, even in your own community, come with you where you're doing speaking and connecting. And the work that you're doing is also focused on resiliency as well. So, I mean, from 1 year ago, from 1 year ago of saying that we're going to branch out and do a little bit more than just career coaching, that we're going to actually focus on doing things that are of impact. And fast forward a little bit over a year later, I celebrated the Look Back and We're Ahead conference, where we highlighted all 70 of those individuals that we work with. Again, that's just lookbackandweareahead.com. Everybody who we worked with last year is linked on there in some capacity. But then I'm moving the ball forward with this plethora of interviews. I think that we have like 20 to 30 people in the pipeline just to interview for the magazine. So over the next 4 months, we're going to be very busy. And then again, we're launching our signature prescription for career success summit, along with 2 other summits this year. And so there's some great things ahead with WORxK Solutions. You can go to our website, WORxSolutions.com. We'll be releasing more information about some of the network that we're doing. And of course, you can always support us at WORxGlobalNews.com. And once we get the site working, you can also use WORxK Global News, because that might be a little bit easier to remember. But for right now, you can access via WORxGlobalNews.com and start reading those interviews and supporting these individuals who are change makers. So again, thank you so much for tonight. Angela, any parting words before we jump off of this event? And again, thank you. I can never just say thank you enough for stepping in. Adrian, we do have one question for you, Angela, which is Adrian. He's saying, how do you get the On Purpose book? When do you have a release date for that? And where would they be able to purchase it from?
So you'll be able to purchase that on Amazon, and the release date for that will be January 22nd. So if you want to get that book, it will be January 22nd, and it will be available on Amazon.
So thank you again so much. So again, thanks for stepping in. If you're tuning in, whether you're listening to this today, tomorrow, or right now, we're just so grateful for the experiences that we've had here at WORxK Solutions. We look forward to continuing to be the prescription for change. If you have a vision, just do a little bit of research, but start the process of execution. Okay, started this with $0. We just a vision, and here we are today releasing a magazine. Okay, and so thank you. My name is Dr. Kristy Taylor. We are signing off, and we look forward to seeing you in the comment section on WORxGlobalNews.com.
Yes.
Thank you.